Beginning his career as a financial advisor in 1989, Mike Langlois quickly excelled in the financial industry, earning Prudential of America's Rookie of the Year. In his second year, Mike became Prudential's #1 investment advisor in Canada and has since consistently ranked amongst the top 10 investors in Canada. In 1996, Mike created his own independent operation, Langlois Financial Services Inc. Mike is a certified senior advisor, a member of the Elite Wealth and Estate Planning Group, and a lifetime member of the $1 Million Roundtable. Membership in this organization represents the top 1% of life insurance and financial services professionals worldwide. Please welcome the President of Langlois Financial Services, Mike Langlois.
Thanks, Brian. Thanks, buddy. Oh, I think that was me. How's everybody doing? Okay? I just quickly want to say thank you again, Fred, because I know how busy you are. This man, you have no idea the kind of schedule this fellow keeps, because he was setting up all his equipment earlier tonight, and we couldn't find him. And he's out in the other room making all kinds of trades and changing portfolios and everything on behalf of all of us in here. He just never stops. So, Fred, thank you very much for taking time and sharing some of your thoughts with us. Very much appreciated. I'd like to start with just a little quick update. Every year I like to give you an update of what's been happening at Langlois Financial since the last time we met. It's really hard to believe it's been a year already. Time just seems to just blow by. Anyway, at Langlois Financial, we've added a new member to our team this year, Jeannie Little. And Jeannie's joining us from London Life, where she was a regional office manager at the Cambridge office. And I'm sure it's not going to be too long before you get to know her and speak with her. And we're really excited to have her. So, Jeannie, thank you. Just show them where you are there. I know they all checked in with her, but we're happy to have her with us. In other news with Langlois Financial as well is that we forgot to mention it last year that we had expanded our business, our mutual fund services, to include Alberta, BC, and Quebec, and we're actually looking at the Maritimes now. So another example of how Langlois Financial continues to grow thanks to great people like you, so thank you. And on a personal note, the Langlois family is also growing. Last year we announced the arrival of our first grandchild, Nathan, and this year we'd like to welcome our new daughter-in-law, Lindsay. Mike and Lindsay tied the knot back in September, and we wish them all the best. Now, I do have a few topics to cover with you this evening, and the first one is dollar cost averaging. And I know for years I've been advising you all to take advantage of dollar cost averaging when investing in your portfolios. And there's several reasons why I tell you to do this. First of all, dollar cost averaging can make it an awful lot easier to save. Putting little bits of money aside regularly, especially for younger people, it's a lot easier than trying to come up with that lump sum at the RSP deadline, for example. Also, dollar cost averaging can lower your average cost per share, which means more profit for you. And it's also been known to reduce volatility in your portfolio as well. And these are all things we want to achieve. But unfortunately, there's still a lot of people out there that don't put dollar cost averaging to work for them. And I think one of those reasons is because, first of all, some people like to invest in lump sum. They prefer to invest right at the deadline, for example, and get their tax break right away. Well, for those individuals that like to invest through lump sums, you can now still take advantage of dollar cost averaging because we are now introducing dollar cost averaging funds where you can make a deposit into a low-risk interest-bearing fund, and then it's automatically transferred into a fund or funds of your choice over that course of the year. And I still think other investors don't really appreciate the value of dollar cost averaging. So what I'd like to do is, if you're not sure about that, I'd like you to take a look at a perfect example. When you take a look at this slide, it represents somebody who's invested $1,000 a month since August of 2008 into the TSX Total Return Index. Now, if you had done that, your current value would have been $52,948, and that's a gain of almost $5,000. Now, if instead you had invested the same $48,000 as a lump sum in August of 2008, your current balance would be $46,889, a loss of $1,100. And it's really hard to believe that investing the same amount of money in the same amount of time in the same type of investment, and yet there's a difference in value of over $6,000. And I think that really shows you how dollar cost averaging can make that difference. And also, if you take a look at this slide, you can also clearly see how dollar cost averaging has significantly lowered the volatility in this portfolio. So if you're currently taking advantage of dollar cost averaging as part of your strategy, good for you because you're benefiting from it every day. And for those of you that aren't doing it, I would suggest that you give our office a call and set up a time to sit down and talk to us about how you can put dollar cost averaging to work for yourselves. Now, dollar cost averaging is just one of the things that we do and some of the strategies that we use in helping you to reach your financial goals. But tonight, I'd like to share with you an idea that will help you generate tax credits and at the same time feel good about helping others. You know, Winston Churchill once said that we make a living by what we get, but we make a life by what we give. And it is a wonderful sentiment. And in this spirit, I'm presenting to you a new program which allows you to maximize your charitable giving potential.